Hi guys, I'm Megan Mueller, counselor for students whose last name starts with the letters A through D, and today I'm talking to you about scholarships and paying for college. So first of all, planning for how to pay for college can be very overwhelming. It can also be frustrating, but with planning and good old-fashioned hard work, you really can make a plan that will help you be able to pay for college. Many people think of scholarships as the #1 way to pay for college. But really, the truth is, there's not a lot of scholarships out there that will pay for your tuition fees and books anymore. You need multiple sources, and finding something that will pay for all of your fees, tuition, books, and housing is even more rare. There is no one source pays all for college. So the first and probably the most important way to pay for college is working and saving. Even if you're only going to end up working the summer before you start college, you can save a substantial amount of money. Even if all it pays for is books, every little bit helps. So planning to work and save is a great idea, and you can do that even starting now. Also, don't forget that you can, if you are a freshman, you can be working and saving to pay for your sophomore year. So you don't have to come up with 4 years of fees and tuition and books all up front. You just really need to get enough to get you through your first semester, maybe your second semester, and then plan on working to pay for your subsequent years of college. Another good source of ways to pay for college is parents, grandparents, even other family members. It's really important to have a good open discussion with them about what, if any, they can help you pay for. Maybe they'll pay for books. Maybe they can pay for your housing. But have that open conversation with them so that you both know what your plans are and what you expect from them and what they can legitimately help you with. It's important that you're all on the same page in terms of what money you can expect from outside sources, and that's important to have that discussion now. Now let's talk about scholarships. Freshman merit scholarships are those scholarships that are for freshmen when they're entering for the first time. And those are usually based on GPA and ACT. And I'm going to, let's pull up a website here. I'm going to go to uvu.edu. And on this website, I'm just going to go up to the search bar, which is up here in this corner, and I'm going to type in scholarships. You have to spell it right. Scholarships. And when that comes up, you'll see that the very first thing is the financial aid scholarships page. Now, deadlines are important for scholarships, so make sure you're aware of those. They're usually fairly easy to find on the scholarship webpage of your college. Then you can see down here, these are the freshman scholarships. So I click on resident. And all of these are different scholarships that are available for freshmen, so you can click on them and read about them. But what I'm going to do first is look at academic merit. So academic merit scholarships are based on your ACT and your GPA, and you find where that where they meet. And then that little colored dot tells you how much you can expect from the college for your freshman merit scholarship. Some schools are going away from the ACT and they're not requiring it for scholarships and are basing scholarships only on their GPA. So it's going to be important, especially because things, even at the college level, are constantly changing. With each week we get more and more updates. So it's going to be really important for you to use the school's website as your source of information. This green sheet that you have in your packet, it lists all the colleges and their websites, and like I said, even for colleges, some of them are going ACT optional, some of them are optional ACT for admission but required for scholarships. The best source of information on all of those is their website. You can see down here for UVU, they have a general application. What I like about their general application is that when you apply, they're going to consider you for a whole host of other scholarships that you might be qualified for. And here's a list of some of those private scholarships that they'll consider you for. So those of you who maybe have a talent, you play an instrument or you want to be in the choir, if you go to the college of your choice website, and and I'm going to go back up to the search bar, and I'm literally in the search bar, I'm going to type in audition scholarships. And when I type that in, you can see there's several options that come up. There's one for the dance company. I'm going to pull up the one that's the Department of Music right here. And in here, you can see they're going to give you all the information you need about auditioning for scholarships, what the expectations are that you need to meet before you audition, what other things you need to know about. All of that information is on their website. And then it'll also tell you like other information like knowing who the teacher assignments are based on your instrument would be important. And you can see these are all links, so you can contact that person directly just by clicking on that link. So audition scholarships, seriously, just do a search from your school of choice website and type in audition or music, or you can even type in your specific instrument, put tuba scholarships, and see what comes up. Now, another good source of scholarship money is private scholarships. And private scholarships, there's a red paper in your packet, and it lists some search engines that you can sign up for. So I'm going to take you to my daughter's scholarships.com website. I'll pull it up a little bit so you can see that. Scholarships.com website. And I'm going to log in. And I set this up, we set this up, she graduated a few years ago, but I set this up a few years ago. So let's get this open. So what these scholarships do, which is really nice, these websites, they allow you to create a profile. And on that profile, it'll ask you for lots of different information. And then it pulls up scholarships for you. Now, because it's been a while since we've logged in and she's actually graduated from college, there's not a lot here. But typically, you'll see a whole page of scholarships. And they're sorted by the day that they're due. So you could kind of go through and decide which ones to do first, prioritize your list. And when you click on them, it will give you the specific information. So this specific scholarship, you can see I have to create an account on niche.com in order to apply. But then I'm eligible for a $1,000 scholarship. And I think this one, they do one scholarship a month, and they draw names kind of from a hat from those who have created an account. But these national scholarship searches are really important. And the thing about them is they're tedious, they're time-consuming. You have to read the small print, jump through the hoops of the application, but you can get money that way. And even if they're small amounts, $1,000 is a great amount. If they're $500, here's the Tell a Friend for $500. Some of these are based on something as simple as drawings out of a hat. Some are based on GPA, ACT. Some are based on specific categories. So another place that you can search for scholarships is literally, you just go to Google and pull up anything that's weird or eccentric or a disability or a health condition. So I'm going to pull up scholarships for students who are adopted, because I happen to be adopted. So when I come over here, you can see there's adopted foster child scholarships, top scholarships for adopted children, and you can see that there's tons of them. The hard part about scholarships, again, is sifting through them to find the ones that are worth your time, that you are eligible for. So there's some really great scholarships that you can search for if you can think of anything that's unique about you. So there are scholarships for things like being left-handed, having red hair. There's one you have to be shorter than 5'5" and like bowling. I mean, they can get really specific, but the hard part of all these scholarships is sorting through and finding the ones that you're eligible for that you feel will help you most. Another place that you should go to is our high school website. So on the high school website under counseling, you can see there's a scholarship button there. And what we do is we put the scholarships that are sent to us on here, and you can click on them for details. Right now there's only 2 pages. You'll find as we get closer to spring that the community awards that are specific for Box Elder County will start showing up on here. And one thing about those scholarships, you have to be super good about reading instructions and following them. Some might say use a blue pen, and you use a black pen and they will not even look at it. Or if it says it has to be typed, you've got to type it or they will not even look at it. So you have to follow directions and jump through their hoops, but you can get money substantially sometimes from the more that you search, the more options you have for possible money to come. Lastly, for those of you who are applying for the Regents Scholarship, I'm just going to show you. Come up here. Now, there's an actual website, but I just pull up regentsscholarship.org and it automatically updates me to the current website. And you can see right here that they haven't updated yet. They're still talking about the 2020 applicants. So I'm going to click here where it says future applicants. And there's some information on here that I want you to be aware of, and I'm going to highlight that. Students apply during their senior year through the portal, the Regents Scholarship portal. The applications for students that are part of the 2021 graduating class, that's you guys, will open November 16th. The final deadline is February 1st. Additional details regarding the application process will be available when the application opens. Official information regarding the Regents Scholarship is produced by the Utah System of Higher Education or the Utah State Board of Higher Education and published on ushi.edu. Do not rely on information published by any other entity. And that is why we will always refer you to the website to get your information. We've had situations where our hands have been slapped for giving out too much information. Our main goal is to let you know where the scholarship website is, and then you need to go there to get your official information. But bottom line is that opens on November 16th, and it will close. You have to have all your documentation to them by February 1st. They will have you create an account. It's kind of cool because then they can communicate with you through that account if you're missing something. And the important thing about that account is to check it regularly. You set it up on the 16th, but you're going to keep checking it to see if they've communicated, if they've received things you've sent them, if there's more things they need. That's what that portal is for you to be able to communicate with them. The colleges, by the way, operate on the same kind of a model. Once you apply for their school, they will have you set up with a portal or an account that you can sign into, and you can receive emails from them, and that's how they will communicate with you before you become a student, so you know when to register and all things like that. I think the most important thing about applying for scholarships is just to take your time and spend some time doing it. Set aside time every week and say, I'm going to do 2 hours of scholarship searching every weekend, or 3 hours, or whatever you can fit into your schedule. There's no easy, I wish I could just hand you a list of scholarships and say go for it. There's so many out there, and they can be so specific that really you need to do your own searching and you need to do your own applying, and then you can decide which ones are going to work for you and apply from there. Always, if you need more help, make an appointment with your counselor, and we can give you some tips or update you, or a lot of times you'll have specific questions, and we're totally here for that, so don't be afraid to make an appointment with your counselor if you need additional information.